Hello everyone, this is Ellen George with Great Lakes Cisco, and I'm here at the 13th International Coregonid Symposium in Bayfield, Wisconsin. And right now we're going to be talking with Ronald Kinnunen about Michigan commercial fisheries, marketing, and product development. So I'm flipping it and go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, this is a summary. This poster summarizes a 5-year project that we had funded through the National Sea Grant Program. And in Michigan, we have a large Great Lakes whitefish industry. That's our most valuable commercial fish. And so it's our heavily harvested fish over the years. So it's got a good reputation in the state of Michigan. And when we started this project, the industry was very concerned because of the low dockside prices they've been getting over the years. And so we got funding through the National Sea Grant Program to take a look at a bunch of different aspects of the industry. We know that this industry has really never marketed their fishery. There's not a lot known about it. There's never been any cohesion where everybody gets together to try to develop a unified product. So what we did with the funding, the first part of it is we had these consultants that know a lot about business. We had a several-day meeting in the Straits of Mackinac area where we brought together different parts of the industry, including fish processors, commercial fishers. We also involved agencies like the management agencies from both the states and the tribes, got them all together, talked about a lot of different issues, where we should go with it, and then we kind of prioritized some of the different things what we're going to do with the project. And some of the first things we started doing is we wanted to look at how our product handles. We actually did a lot of work where we brought in expertise from Alaska, food scientists. They do a lot of stuff with freezing fish because we sell a lot of fresh fish to the tourism markets over the summer, but when we get into the heavy fishery in the fall, a lot of this product is frozen, so we want to make sure it's handled properly. So what we did is we did some major workshops with the industry on fish handling, proper freezing techniques, and then I started working on quality control, quality assurance programs on freezing the fish. And then we actually worked with our sensory analysis lab at Michigan State University where we actually tested the products, and a lot of people had in their minds that they don't like frozen products. What we found out is after we tested our good products that we had a quality control, quality assurance project together, we took that product that was frozen at 1 month and 4 months against our fresh product, and the consumer panels couldn't tell the difference. So we dispelled that myth right away. These products, if they're properly handled, frozen to below minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit, it's a real good product that comes out of it. Then we actually tested the product against inland lake products that comes out of Canada, not from the Great Lakes. We actually beat that product 2-to-1, our Great Lakes product. So our Great Lakes product does have a better flavor, better quality to it. And then we also compared against aquaculture products. We know that Atlantic salmon, tilapia, and catfish are big on the markets in the United States, and our product held up pretty good against that too. So I mean, we rival the top aquaculture products in the United States. We don't fall below them, so we had good qualities in that aspect too. Some of the other things we did is we marketed our product with chefs. They have a big show in Schaumburg, Illinois. There's probably 300 chefs there. We introduced Great Lakes whitefish product to the chefs so they're well aware of it in the Great Lakes region. We sponsored a dinner. We had different whitefish products like smoked product, dips, whitefish livers, which is a delicacy. And then we also, working with the culinary school at Northern Michigan University, we developed this whitefish cookbook with recipes from well-known chefs in the Great Lakes region, also recipes from our commercial fishing industry. So this book won accolades, it won some great reviews, interviews in the New York Times. And so, again, a lot of consumers buy that book, and we got enough recipes where they can have one whitefish recipe a year, every week a year. So we want to make sure they're buying whitefish. So we developed the Great Lakes Whitefish website, greatlakeswhitefish.org. It features fishing families with the local food movement. People want to see where their fish comes from. The families are featured in there. Some have retail operations, some have restaurants where they sell their fish. So we highlighted them so people can find out where their food comes. It's coming from a local area, you know. And then we also worked on developing the Legends of the Lake Cooperative and bringing together about 5 businesses so we could work together on actually developing a high-grade frozen product into markets. Most of the markets were in Lansing, high-end retail stores, yuppie type people like to shop there. And so we got a higher value for that. And then some other products like pin bone waste off the fish, we developed fish cakes and that, ran underneath that brand. So, and then we had advertisements that were at point of sale with the posters, things along those lines. We actually had PBS, Fork in the Road, featured some of our products over the time. And then we had a lot of cooperation from the tribes too. The Great Lakes Indian Fish and Wildlife Commission actually got money too to work with some of their tribes on developing handling methods, even buying equipment so they could actually develop value-added products. And that's what we harped on this project. We don't want them to sell, if they can do more value-added products, bring more value to their fisheries, so more are doing retail, developing their own products, moving into the marketplace, going to farmers markets where they can sell their fillets for a lot higher value, well over $10 a pound. So we looked at all these different aspects when we had this project. So that's basically a summary of what we've done here.
That's great, thank you. Yeah, you said that in the lab you tested a lot of things about quality after freezing, and I know, and then taste tests in the lab, and I know a lot of people have kind of deep-seated rules or biases about the kind of seafood they'll buy. Like some people only buy aquaculture, some people only buy wild, some people will never buy frozen, etc. So have you? I don't know how much you've tried to survey the people that this outreach effort is going towards, but do you feel like you've had success changing opinions, or have you tried to?
Yeah, we do a lot of education. Like in Michigan, beyond this project, we have what's called a seafood summit we've been running for several years, and we actually invite both industries to highlight their products. In our state, we've actually worked with both industries, not making sure they don't pit each other against their own products. They're both high quality products. I actually teach seafood HACCP, which is hazard analysis critical control points required by the Food and Drug Administration. The state food inspectors are involved with this program. I run a 3-day course now once a year in the Great Lakes region. I'm one of the main instructors for that. All the processors have to go through this, and a lot of it deals on both sides. The quality of the fish, if they're dealing with specialized products like smoked fish, you want to make sure it's handled safely. And then on the aquaculture side too, a lot of people are concerned like aquaculture drugs, we deal with that. Our industry doesn't use those. Our aquaculture industry is the ones I work with at the Great Lakes, but they still got to deal with them with the HACCP program. So the consumer can feel very comfortable whether it's a Great Lakes fish or a fish that's farmed. They can be very comfortable because these people go through intensive training. They're inspected by food inspectors and stuff along those lines. So these products are well watched over by the regulators too. So consumers can feel very comfortable that they have a good, wholesome product.
Awesome, great. Thank you. I work in Lake Ontario, which has a long kind of cultural disconnect with local fisheries. There hasn't really been a big commercial fishery for cisco or whitefish, or even recreational fishery in over 100 years. And so, have you run into any issues with having some sort of cultural disconnect between the people and the fish that is being fished in the lake?
No, we've always had a fishery, and actually we made connections in some areas. Like we had a fishery down in Muskegon, Michigan, and this lady, her name is Amber Mae Peterson. She married into the Peterson family, and these guys just took their whole fish and put them on the market at low price. This lady had a good marketing program together. She was a marketing person, and they had this building downtown Muskegon, and a lot of the local people, we didn't know we had a commercial fishery here, and now they're selling their product locally at high price. They get a good value, a lot of value added. It's called the Fishmonger's Wife, and they're featured in our website too. And so there's a lot of, we've never really lost the disconnect. In Michigan, there's always been a commercial fishery, and it's just exposing it more and more to communities that were disconnected. They say, oh, we have this available, and they do buy the product because they're looking for it. Once they find out it's there, just like we took Legends of the Lake into Lansing, they found out it was available. What they ate up north when they came in the summer, now it's available back in your town in the winter.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's a connection we made.
I love that. I've really enjoyed how much whitefish and trout we've been eating here at this meeting. Coming from a place where that's not widely available. So that's really wonderful. And you mentioned that some of what you're looking at is trying to expand into farmers markets. Have you gotten a lot of success selling to people at farmers markets?
We've had people going. It's been happening for quite a few years now. They've been moving into farmers markets, and these usually take place over the weekend, so they kind of get their products ready on Friday, then head down to these major farmers markets. And you can look at it, there's hundreds of these farmers markets. What they kind of do is they target the more high value one where the people have high income in those communities. And what I've seen when they first started, they started selling their fillets maybe at $7, $8 a pound, and they'd run out. Then they move it up to $10 a pound. Now they're going to 12, 14. So they push the prices high, and they're still selling their products.
And there's still demand.
There's still demand.
That's wonderful. I would love to see that. I think a lot of people just expect fruits and vegetables, and then sometimes meat. But I think fish in the farmers.
And years ago at Michigan State, too, we did put a manual together that worked with our Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development that has the food inspectors. So we do have a manual together on how they get into farmers markets, and they have to take a seafood HACCP class through us. They have to put the HACCP program together and have their records. So they bring that when they come to the farmers market in case inspectors are there. So just to show that they're producing a high quality product.
That's great.
Yeah.
So if anyone is watching that's interested in maybe learning about how to cook whitefish, since they only know how to cook stuff they get in the.
And this is available at our Michigan Sea Grant website. You can purchase the book through the Michigan Sea Grant website. Basically, it's called Wild Caught, Close to Home, Great Lakes Whitefish. So that's available for purchase. And some of our retail stores in Michigan that sell whitefish too also handle the book.
Great. And this is, they can go to this website too?
That's the website too. And you can find the fishing families. There's areas where whitefish is retailed. Different parts of the state shows where it comes from. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Anyone who's watching, go ahead and look at those resources. And if you have any questions for Ron afterwards, you can always comment on the video, and I will relay the questions to Ron. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.